Ladies and gentlemen, it's Tuesday night. You know what time it is. The Bama Standard is officially on air. Go ahead, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you're watching right now, if you're in the live chat, do your thing. If you're watching the replay, show us love later on. We appreciate it either way. We are brought to you, as always, by Workspace Solutions. If your business needs a digital presence or a full-fledged marketing team, these are the guys you need to coach up your business. Go see them today after the show, of course, at workspacepros.com. I'm your host, Justin Riley. With me, as always, is an all-star crew. We have a few people missing tonight, but we're making up the difference with some better folks. We miss you, Steve. We miss you, Bo. But 1999, all SEC linebacker. And when Ric Flair said, to be the man, woo, you got to beat the man. He is that man. Ladies and gentlemen, Marvin Constant.
Roll Tide. Steve somewhere in the Dunkin' booth on a cruise getting apples thrown at him.
I'm just waiting for that phone call asking for money to be wired to get him back in the country. So we'll stay tuned with that. And now we have the man, the myth, the legend, the guy who keeps Paul Feinbaum employed, the senior analyst of Touchdown Alabama Magazine, the Stephen M. Smith.
What's going on? Bo said he got y'all them jerseys. Bo got them jerseys for y'all. He got them.
Love it. Love it. And standing in for Bo is a man who really needs no introduction. He's not afraid to speak his mind, and he's one of the analysts of the Final Whistle right here on the Bama Standard Network. Ladies and gentlemen, Daniel Petty is back in the building.
Glad to be here with you guys. You know how on the all-star teams, they had that alternate kid that just hoped that somebody went on a trip or somebody got the flu? Right here. I'm here, man. Here for you guys. I'm the alternate tonight.
Hey, we still appreciate what you bring to the table. Normally, I introduce the panel, but we got a special co-host tonight, and every time he comes on as a guest, Stephen M. Smith lights the building on fire introducing him, so I'm not going to deprive Stephen of that. So Stephen's going to introduce our guest co-host and then the man of the hour. Stephen M. Smith, go ahead and introduce both these men.
All right, so we got the teacher and the student. We got the OG and the young OGs. We'll start with the OG first. I have gotten the chance to develop a friendship, a brotherhood with the OG, the master of the plan of Maximum Performance Institute, the warehouse in the Birmingham area, an 09 national champion. He helped Saban start this thing. Like, this man helped Nick Saban start the empire, the real empire. And he's giving back to the community in a beautiful way. I love this dude. He is the man, Mike Hot Shot McCoy, the OG of OGs in here.
Yes, sir.
Yes. I love the introduction, man. You club Shay, man.
Hey, for real.
Hey, Mike. Is he your extra set of eyes?
Chill. Oh, come on. See that? I knew that was going to happen. And so now we get to the young OG in the building. I got that my man Mike has trained up. My man was that speedster at Calera High School. Track field, football field, his brother would burn you. And now he's at Alabama. He's one of the marquee productive receivers back and looking to have that fire on the field this year. He wearing that number 6, trying to represent that Devontae Smith, but in his own way. We got my man KP, Kobe Prentice. Let's go.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Hey, man, just happy to be here, man.
That's all you got to say. You just had.
It was a great introduction. I like that.
Roll Tide, brother.
Roll Tide.
What's good?
Hey, Mike know me. I don't like to do all the talking, so let's get to it.
Hey, Kobe, a real player, man. You better hide your girl around him. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
Should we lead off with that, Mike? No.
I'm gonna say this though. Kobe one of them dudes that he gonna let his actions do the talking on the field. Like, he one of them cats that when he get on the field, like he's something different when he on that field though. He different.
Definitely that.
Well, let's get things started. I'm going to lead off. Then we're going to pass this to the man, Mike McCoy, then over to Marvin, back up to Petty, and then Stephen M. Smith. Man, let's talk about on the field, Kobe. We've had a chance to watch your growth from freshman year until now. I'm going to call it like it is. You're a game changer. You're one of those dudes when we need a big play, it's going to happen, especially if it's against Arkansas. Still trying to figure out why you like to abuse them so much, but you still do it. What does the year 3 version of you look like, especially with this new offense?
I think it looks very explosive. I mean, especially with how much we about to throw the ball this year and the offense that he's brought to this program. I think that it looks explosive, not only for me, but for all the receivers. I think we're bringing back those receivers with 1,000 yards, like multiple receivers. I think you'll see a lot of that this year, a lot of deep balls, a lot of even short plays turned to big plays like I did in high school. I think you'll see a lot of that this year.
I'm definitely excited about that. Mike, what you got?
So, first off, I started saying this. Kobe is Weapon X. And I've been saying this since he got there as a freshman. I'm not just saying this because I trained him or anything like that. I remember the first time I got a phone call about him. Before Bama had offered him, they said, hey, man, we got a kid we're considering. I said, well, send him our way. I said, if you don't offer this kid, you better not have to play against him. I said, for day one, he's a Sunday talent, man. I remember raw clay, everything I showed him from day one. I took him through. I was like, who have you worked with? He was like, nobody. I'm like, bro, there's no way that you're this polished. And again, he does not have a ceiling. What I would want to see from Kobe is I want you to do some homework. Go study Steve Smith Sr. When he was on the field. Go watch my old teammate, Marquise Mays. Because I feel like if you embody these guys, we're going to be talking where you got drafted to the first round next year. So I need you to, I'm saying this, be selfish. Learn how to be a team player, but be selfish. You want that rock in your hand. You explosive, brother. So humble sometimes gets you overlooked. And I'm telling you from experience. So I'm not telling you to be a bad teammate or anything like that. Hey, man, I'm open. I'm 7'11". My lights stay on. I got Alabama power. Leave the lights on. I'm always open. So that's the only thing. But, man, that's Weapon X. That's him. That's mama. That's that man. So I'm expecting big things out of him this year.
That's that Denny's Grand Slam with extra bacon. I got you.
Don't nobody still eat at Denny's, man.
You so country.
But that's pretty much it just on my end, man. I think I don't know if they really knew how to use. He's everywhere, man. I would love to see him on punt return too.
The one thing about what you just referenced, the Marquise Mays and the Stephen Smith, the one thing about them, they made their money. They made their living on that field between those hashes. So Kobe, where do you prefer catching balls and why? Between the hashes or outside of the numbers? Because that tells you a lot about the type of player you are and what it is you hope to achieve.
Between the hashes.
See, because between the hashes, that means you ain't wrapped too tight. I love it, baby.
All that field to work with, definitely between the hashes.
But you know it take a different type of receiver to catch it between the hashes with that safety and sometimes that linebacker sitting there.
No, it don't.
They don't move fast enough.
Hey, tell them one more time.
Hip too stiff. They can't keep up.
I love it, baby. But that just tells me your mindset and your personality. Because anybody who can go between those hashes, that's a dog. That's a dog.
So Kobe, my thought to you is when Coach Jamarcus Shepard came in from Washington, and y'all got Coach Shep, and y'all been able to work with him and what he wants to do in this room, particularly with you. What do you like about his philosophy, his energy? And he said he wants y'all being takers. And when I heard that, I'm like, whoa. So what has Coach Shep brought in that taking mindset of I'm grabbing everything thrown at me?
Like you said, like his energy, like he's the same way every day. Coach Shep, like you come in the meeting, he got that look on his face. And like last year, our coaching staff, like, you know what I'm saying, obviously they carried on the standard as well. But it's just like Coach Shep, like he coaching everybody in the room, like all the way back to the walk on. It don't matter. Like he coaching everybody the same way. Like he on you every day, and he be out there running routes with us. Like when if we open and the quarterback don't throw it, Coach Shep, he was open. He going to J Mill, tell him he was open. You need to throw that next time. I like that about him.
He don't know he have old hamstrings. He better stop him.
I be telling him. He's still gonna run around with it though. I like that about him.
Patty, what you got?
And Kobe, man, you might have already answered this a little bit with the Shepherd answer there with Steven, but man, you're kind of part of something monumental. This is the biggest transition of power in college football history, going from the GOAT to a guy that has been nothing but a winner everywhere he's been. What's been the biggest change or transition for you guys, or in practice and all that?
I would say the music at practice. That was different. We walked in means and heard music.
I agree with that.
that was crazy. I ain't gonna lie. But it's something we got to get used to because it's a new era of football. Our generation we learn different than what I'm saying they did back then. So I think just the positivity out of the whole staff, not just Coach DeBoer. I think like when you mess up on stuff, you're not just so much getting chewed out, but you just getting coached to do the right things. So I like that about him as well as the whole staff. That's different.
Now, Kobe, I gotta say this. You said not like back then. What are you trying to say about me and Mike?
Ain't
old.
Ain't nothing to you. You know what Coach Saban used to say? They don't make them like they used to.
Say it one more time.
Coach Saban said it. They don't make them like they used to.
So
there we go.
So I was 98 to 2000. So that means I'm really built tough then, right?
Hey. Yeah, I know fall camp back then was something crazy. I know it was.
We had 3 a days. The NCAA wasn't really regulating it back then, so we had full pad 3-a-day practices. Like we would sit around and look to see who's gonna be the one to first fall out in dinner and need that IV. It was a regular occurrence. At least 5 to 10 people had to go get plugged up. It was bad.
Let me ask you this: what year were you born?
2004.
Marvin had been retired.
Oh man, but it was 2 years old when I graduated. Got to be more careful.
I had a chance to talk to an OG, and I actually talked to him pretty regularly. He actually was a teammate of Mike and kind of helped Mike find his way, and that's none other than DJ Hall. You need to learn about him too. Go check out film of him. The record books has his name all over it at Bama. But he wanted to ask a question. He said, what do we have to do to find that hunger again? He felt like winning made us complacent, and we need that get it out the mud mentality back in the locker room. Do you feel like that's back? And do you feel like the hunger is back as well?
I feel like the hunger is back. I mean, especially from the returning players, us losing to Michigan. Like, growing up Alabama fan, if we lost to Michigan in the playoffs, that's no discredit, you know what I'm saying, to the program. But
no, discredit them.
Like, come on. Like, you losing, you getting I'm just not okay with that. And all the players that's returning, they're not okay with that either. Just losing to Michigan in the playoffs. It would have hurt just as bad to Georgia, but it's like at the end of the day, it is, you know what I'm saying? At least they in the SEC, you know what I'm saying? But just getting put out by a team like that, you got to have hunger coming back. It ain't no way we going out like that.
Hold on, time out. We lost to Michigan in the BCS Orange Bowl. We lost to Michigan, but they brought this dude in the second half by the name of Tom Brady, so I ain't counting that one.
He gracefully lost to the GOAT.
Right.
I can't be mad at you on that one.
Nah, you really can't.
Listen, nobody even thought he was athletic. We weren't even prepared for him. This dude come out there and mopped us. We're like, who is this dude? So we seen Tom Brady before the world knew who Tom Brady really was.
But Marvin, at the end of the day, the blame goes on Ryan Flugner. You make an extra point, man.
Flugner
easy.
All right. Well, Marvin, what you got for this young man?
All right, so going into the season, we know it's a change in philosophy, offensively, the whole nine. I'm looking forward to seeing what this new offense is going to look like. So what is the main focal point that we as fans should look for in this offense? What should we say, okay, this is going to be a staple of this offense going into the 2024 season? What is going to be that identity, that personality? What are you all going to be known for?
Explosiveness. I'm biased, so you know I'm riding for the receivers, but I think explosiveness definitely out of the receivers. And we got some good running backs. We got Justice Haynes and Jan Miller, and the whole room really like that, to be honest. But I think it definitely explosiveness. Explosive play is going to be our identity.
So you think it's going to be a 50-50 balance, or it's going to be more pass heavy or more run heavy?
Pass heavy.
And who's going to be the featured receiver?
Featured receiver? I got to go with me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I got to
Kobe, I was going to get upset if you didn't say you.
He was going to get all upset.
I
Better
mean,
have
we
a
got a
little bit of ego right there.
We've been having a misunderstanding.
We'll piggyback off that, Mike. Go ahead. What do you have for Kobe?
My question to you is, do you have a vision board of what you want to accomplish this year? I'm old school. Put it on paper. Do you have your goals written out where you can see them every day?
Yeah,
written out.
I got it written out on my mirror in my bathroom.
So tell them, call them off to me. I'm talking to you, baby. What we got? Yeah.
In high school, my senior year, I had 1,200 yards. So obviously in college, I'm trying to supersede that. So I got 1,200 plus yards on my mirror and my wall. I got 14 plus TDs, and I got 20 plus explosive plays.
So now, okay, that's your business plan. Now, how you gonna execute it?
First off, and under those, I got like a squiggly line right under them, blocking. I'm really putting emphasis on blocking because Coach Shep tell us all the time if Coach see us going out there blocking, he gonna be like, Coach DeBoer gonna look up to the press box at the OC and tell him we got to get the receivers the ball. So that's thing one. So and blocking, how am I going to blocking this year? Attacking the weight room, stuff like that, and being consistent in the things off the field.
I'm 30 minutes up the street. I ain't seen you old boy in a minute now.
Actually, on the 12th, I'm going to Tampa. I'm to House of Athletes up there working on my hip mobility, and I training with Route Guide for like 5 days, and then I'm coming back. And my mama been bugging me ever since the break started. Kobe, when you gonna give Mike? Kobe, when you gonna give it? She been telling me every day, so I'm gonna come back.
Let me tell you, when everybody comes see me? When it's contract time. When they need that big money, that big season, that's when I see them. So I'm telling you right now, this is your contract time. Come see me. It's nothing. The thing is with you, we get sometimes, I don't know if this has happened to you. It happened to me. We get cool. We get complacent. Because you're starting, everybody knows your name. The girls calling from this way, she coming from that way, and they look good. I'm talking about top of the line. So we become blinded sometimes. But the main thing got to be the main thing, and you got to be the main thing on that offense this year. So I'm telling you, like I would tell my son or my little brother, my cousin, man, this is about you this year. You better do whatever you got to do to put that team on your back. You see somebody bending over, you see somebody cutting a corner, this is your opportunity to be a leader, bro. So I'm telling you, to whom much is given, much is required. God is giving you a platform like no other. What you going to do with it?
And to Mike's point and to your point, Kobe, about the blocking, Mike will tell you this. A receiver that can block, he is a game changer because that can be the difference between 2nd and 5 and 2nd and 10 if you're running a screen or some other play where this receiver needs to block to get that extra yard. And that changes the entire dynamics of what play can be called. And not to mention, linebackers hate getting blindside blocked. They hate cut block. And it makes them second guess everything that they're going to do because you block him one damn good time, you best believe he going to look before he take that step from now on because he don't want that smoke no more. So that I applaud you on that. That is one of the most underrated skills that most receivers work on is blocking.
It's difference in a running back housing it or getting taken down by that cornerback on that very last level.
I tell you, man, it's value, man. You want to be a complete receiver. Can I catch? Can I block? Yards after catch.
And also, if I need to be on special teams, talk to this coaching staff. You need me on kick return. You need me on punt return. I can house one back. Put me anywhere where I can house it back and make an NFL team. You got to draft me in the top 5, top 10.
Stephen Smith, did you catch punts? Because I know it's like you
Yes,
like
I
5
did.
balls coming. You didn't know
I
which ball
caught
you was
punts.
real.
I caught kickoffs. I did it. Whatever that, I did it.
Hey, when you looking at them glasses, it's like you looking at a prism, don't it? I tell the truth, there's this stuff everywhere. You don't know what's real versus what ain't.
Hey,
I'm done.
it didn't matter where the ball went. Caught it. We're going.
Everything was
Let's
AI. Petty, reel us back in, man. I know you got more in that head of yours for Kobe. What you got?
Yeah, from the common fan, man, and watching what DeBoer and those guys did at Washington, it looked like it was a heavy focus on going through the progressions and there being 3 or 4 receivers in every route that needed to be ready to get the ball thrown their way. Has that been, you talked about Shepard a little bit. Has that been a big emphasis that y'all are really, there's going to be several receivers in every route that could be key?
Yeah, it is. Coach Shep even said, like, out of that group, you know what I'm saying? They had Roma Dunze, Jalen Pope, and who was another one? Who's the other one? They had another 1,000-yard receiver. Who's the other
McMillan.
Jalen McMillan. They said he said out of those 3, only one of them, Roma Dunze, you know what I'm saying? They all made some tough catches, but the main thing wasn't them all and getting their yards was making the easy plays look easy. So like you were saying, with 3 receivers running down the field, or we even got running backs running down the field and running comebacks and stuff like that. So it should be, I mean, with the play calling that they have, from what I've seen in spring, it is somebody wide open every play. So that's what I'm saying.
And don't get me excited, bro.
I was about to say, you got to be excited about that. We're all
he's salivating over here.
Man, that sounds like Texas Tech Mike Leach offense back in the day, man.
Not the Crabtree special. That man was always
Graham Harrell, B.J. Simmons throwing for 5,000 days.
Man, Kobe, just tell me this: is it gonna be like Michael Crabtree and Graham Harrell back in 08? Is it gonna be like that?
If that was explosive, then yeah.
That boy don't even know what it is.
Man, listen, you go look up Michael Crabtree. That man was open every play. I'm like, are y'all not? Somebody got to cover him, man. Every play he was open.
Man, but it was like that in college.
Right. But if ever there was an offense built for you, Kobe, it's this offense.
Gotta be.
Before Stephen M. Smith has his question, we got a super chat from Chance Green, $10. Appreciate you, brother. Love the show, you guys, and watch y'all all the time. I want Kobe to know that he has been my favorite wide receiver. I feel like your time is now, and you've got that whole entire fan base behind you, rooting for you, brother. So shout out to Kobe from Chance Green. Stephen, what you got?
All right, so Kobe, here's my thought to you. So I'm gonna take a page from my man Marvin's book and look at this defense as well. From spring practice, you got Kane Womack in this 4-2-5 thing. How did the defense look throughout the spring, especially them linebackers back there? How are those guys looking throughout spring?
I think they look good. We got a lot of young guys this year. You know what I'm saying? So, but obviously we all got areas to improve on. But I think the defense, as far as like knowledge of the defense, like how you said that 4-2-5 defense that they brought in, they're everything. I'm hearing the feedback I'm hearing from them is it's easier to learn. They're allowing the playmakers to make plays on defense rather than worrying about a guy coming in motion, because that defense Saban had was crazy. So this defense is more. I think it's more fit to the guys we got. Just letting the playmakers make plays.
So y'all not smart, is what you saying?
No, we smart. we smart, but that was a different type of. Because Saban used to get all the best players across the country, and just whoever can learn that defense play.
You said that like somebody stay in the same class all day long now.
No, they learning, but it's easy. Like everybody, like I hadn't heard one guy on the defense say that they don't know what they're doing. Like it's that simple.
I'm with Mike on this because I played middle linebacker. Every call was a loaded call, and you had to know based upon the motion or whatever, which defense we had to know everything. Mm-hmm. So simplifying it, I mean, I get it. It can be easy, but are you really preparing them for that next step? Because when they go to the NFL, they ain't gonna simplify it. It's gonna be worse.
They not.
Next.
Right.
Before we get our last round of questions, we have an audience question, Kobe. What growth have you seen so far from Milroe under this new system?
Woo!
The growth, I think mentally, I mean, he always been mentally strong, especially after what he went through last year. But because I mean, if as I look at the big picture, like we finished 60, voting last year. If he really wanted to, he could. You know, it's not none that they bringing in and just do it his way and try to win games off that, use his legs and say forget it. But he not. He willing to learn. Like he asking us after each play, oh, was you open right there? What I need to do to get you the ball right there and stuff like that. So I think as long as he's still humble minded as he's been showing and displaying, and even in the offseason now, he been trying to hit. You know, we've been going out to eat with him, throwing with him every day. We even about to go on a temple trip and build that connection even more with him out there. So I think mentally, he just going on the same growth path he went on last year. He's going to be even better this year.
That's what's up.
I like that.
Before we go even any further, let's take a minute. First of all, Kobe, we want to give you a hand for staying. We always talk about who's hitting the portal, who's leaving. We've been in an uproar. We've been in a panic. But, yeah, we want to first shout out you for sticking with Alabama and being here. We're excited for what's going to happen next. So thank you for staying with Alabama. All right, guys, I'm going to let y'all take over before I ask my last question. What is your last question for Kobe? Start with Marvin, then go to Mike, Steven, and then Petty.
All right. So, you know, one of the things that a lot of people don't understand is when you play certain positions, there's an extra dynamic to it that the average everyday fan will not understand. So in terms of playing wide receiver, what is the most challenging aspect of playing that position?
You're on mute,
You're on
sir.
mute too.
Oh, man, I was on mute. But the most challenging aspect, I would say, I mean, It's all mental. So it's all ain't no part easier than the other. I mean, I feel like the easy part is going out there, you know what I'm saying, running routes and making plays. But I think what makes a good receiver great is being able to digest the defense, knowing what you're playing against, being able to see what you're playing against before you go out there and do it. Like you can. Like, let's say I got a climb route, and if I don't know what defense they in, I'm going to just get mashed around, and I won't be over there on the other side of the field for J. Mill to give me the ball. It's stuff like that that makes a great receiver great. But as far as the hardest thing, I don't know. I mean, ain't nothing easy. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to say something so hard that I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm going to say about that question.
Well, to sum it up for the fans, when he was talking about a climb route, basically what he's saying is if you're in a zone defense, finding those holes in that zone to actually sit down where he needs to sit down to actually be open, opposed to continuing to run into a defender or coverage. So,
okay, Mike.
I won't be too much. I really don't even have a question. I'm gonna tell you like this, and you remember me saying this several times. You become a pro before you get there. And discipline equals freedom. So if you are disciplined in whatever you're trying to do right now, bro, you're going to be able to have all the freedoms that you want in this world. So I'm telling you right now, from the way you eat, from the way you study, from the way you run routes, from the way you lift weights, be disciplined and diligent. If you do that, brother, everybody's going to want to attach themselves to you. So be disciplined. Discipline equals freedom. If you do that one thing, brother, you don't have a ceiling. The sky is literally the limit for you. So that's all I got, and I'm gonna see you soon.
Yep.
We appreciate you, Mike, brother. It's always good to have family back on. I know you got to get to your family. It's your anniversary, and I want to make sure you still have a happy wife and a happy life by extension. But thank you, sir. Before you jump off to go do all that, let folks know what you got going on, how they can be a part of it, and then your socials.
Parents, if you guys are listening, do not call me unless you are serious. I don't coddle these. I don't coddle these kids. We're not baby no babies. We only want pit bull puppies. If your kid, now with me saying that, I'm not looking for the most athletic. I'm looking for that kid or that athlete who has a chip on their shoulder. They've been overlooked and undervalued, but they have heart. If they have heart, I can do the rest. That's all I'm looking for. But anytime you guys want me on, long as I got time, I promise you I would jump on. I appreciate you guys always keeping me abreast on everything. It's always a pleasure. You guys are doing an outstanding job. I got it. It's beautiful watching this thing grow with grassroots. You guys have a great staff, great personality, man, and you guys are playing. Yeah, you guys are really growing this into a really conglomerate, and I'm just glad to be a small energy a part of it, man. So I love you guys. Y'all be blessed.
Hey, Mike.
And what's up?
I got one question for you before you go.
What up?
2009, them 15 years went by fast, didn't it?
Man, I blinked, brother. I said, man, guys.
That's why I always tell guys, man, truly enjoy that time that you're going to have there, because you're going to blink and it's going to be over before you know it. And you're going to look up and you're like, man, what a time go. And the only reason why I said that to you, Mike, is because, we won the SEC in 1999. So the fact that we're sitting here looking at a 30-year reunion coming up in the next 5 years, and I'm like, dang. That part. Right. So, man, just enjoy your time with your brothers, man. Mike, I tell you that. Enjoy all your teammates, man. Talk to them as much as you can. Because I've lost a lot of teammates, man. Kobe, I'm going to tell you the same thing, man. Once you're done, man, enjoy your time with the guys. Enjoy it while you're in school, because I promise you, you're going to look up and you're going to be like, man, where did the time go?
I didn't. Now, I'm going to piggyback off then. I'm going to go. There's a lot of relationships. I'm a quiet guy. I keep to myself, man. But there's a lot of relationships that you should have had, man. Shake everybody's hand, hug everybody, man. You don't know who you're going to need down the road, and you don't know who's going to need you, man. Build those relationships, man. Ask questions. Even if you don't know something, play dumb. That is an advantage. You want somebody to lay out the red carpet and show you. Let your next move be your best move. But y'all be blessed. I got to go. I love y'all.
Sir. Thank you again. Love you, brother.
All right.
Before we pass the baton.
Drop the sermon, drop the mic, and walked out.
Hey,
how they do it in Mississippi, man. That's how them preachers do it over there.
Look, man, that's Mike, man. You wouldn't have Mike any other way. That's Mike.
Well,
man.
Speaking of preachers in Mississippi, we got an offering here from Don Parker. Thanks for having Funny Main on Saturday and Kobe tonight. Got to ask Kobe, the one time Coach Saban went off, he will never forget.
The one time he went off, I'll never forget. So we were doing this drill at practice, and it's the 2-on-1 drill with it's 2 DBs and it's 1 receiver. We got to attack one and try to split across the middle of both of them. And Jermaine told me, he said, "Hey man, I'm finna hurdle somebody." I'm like, "Man, no, you not. Like, he was not finna jump over nobody." Then we get to the drill. It's Kool-Aid and it's Terrion. Man done ran up the Kool-Aid stuttered. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Jumped over his head. I said, no. Like, and Saban went berserk. Like, he went crazy. Like, he wasn't having that. He set man on down for the practice. Man, man was hot. But that was one moment, like, Saban's face got red. He wasn't having that. He was like, oh, my gosh. Wow. Like Saban, like, he was hot.
So was he more mad that he hurt him or more mad that Kool-Aid got hurt?
I don't know, to be honest, because Kool-Aid was his boy, so I don't know. He ain't like that very much. Or when Todd Simpson dropped the ball at the goal line right there. It's a lot of moments.
Did he tell him that wasn't a smart play in those words? That wasn't a good play, Ty.
Man, I guess we all made mistakes. And then when my freshman year, he kind of fumbled the ball a little bit, and it went to the back of his own. He went and got it and came out. So what are we doing? Saban went crazy.
So you've never been on the receiving end of one of these?
I have.
That's what we want to know.
My freshman year, I was in there. It was when I first started. It was my first scrimmage. I ran the wrong route. Man, I came to the sideline. Saban pulled me to the side. He grabbed that face mask. He said, listen here, son. You think you can just do what you want? You're not playing for your team in front of everybody. That was my only moment for real. I really caught it from Bill O.B. O.B. didn't play. O.B. he was one of the ones. Bill O'Brien, he was
Kobe, was it really Booth O'Brien? Did Booth O'Brien really get you? Oh man, not Booth O'Brien.
Man, he didn't play. I'm telling you, he ain't played.
So what happened?
With Bill O.B.?
Yeah.
Right,
You brought it up, so you got to tell us.
Yep.
Right, so look,
Floor is yours.
We in the meeting room, right? You know what I'm saying? We going through the plays, going through the install, and he was going over this play, and I didn't hear him. Like I heard him, but I'm looking on the board, like I'm looking at the defense. And I guess I wanted off for like just a split second. I'm talking about a split second. Bill O.B. called on me. All right, so what do you got here? I asked him for the play again. He said, F you. he just said, F you. Everybody looking around like, no way. He's like, F you, man. I'm like, what? You know what I'm saying? Like that day, bro. You know, you can repeat the play. And then that's just one. And then it'd be other moments where we was at practice and Bill O.B. would be going at it with the scout D-line. I remember him and Curtis Perry. Curtis Perry, he used to cause havoc to our O-line on scout. Man, Curtis Perry got back there and touched Bryce. OB said, no, F me. No, F you. It was hilarious. Like, it was great. Like, bro, OB, he was different. Like, I never met a coach like that. I would like to play for him, though. I would. I don't know who else would say that, but I would like to play. I don't know what the
I'll tell you this. Back when I played, it was completely different. I heard a coach tell a kid one time, you should have been a stain on a sheet. Like it was a different level of brutal back then. Like, yeah.
Look. So before I get you go, Kobe, I'll give you mine from a journalist perspective of how it was for me in spring practice. So this was 2015. I'm out there at spring practice. This was a scrimmage, and Cooper Bateman was at quarterback. He was doing routes on throwing the ball, and so Cooper threw the ball hard. The ball hit the ground. It bounced off the ground and got me in the balls. Got me. I sat there and fell to my knees, pain. Coach Saban looked dead at me. He looks dead at, like, we make eye contact for all of 3 minutes. And Saban turned right back around, went back to coaching. Didn't say a word. and so then here comes the UA staff, Maxon and them. Here go Maxon. Steven, get up. Ain't nothing wrong with you. You ain't dead. Get up. I'm sitting there walking all the way back out the building, back out, hurt, back outstairs out the building.
If he stared at you for 3 minutes with them glasses, he probably seen your insides and seen you were fine.
Petty, what you got last for Kobe before we turn him loose?
Look, Kobe, for any of us that know football, we know what DeBoer's bringing. That dude's won from NAIA all the way up. And to get the talent he's got with you guys, we're all excited. But, man, let's be real for a second. Saban built an aura around Alabama that most teams were beat before they even stepped on the football field. And it just was that deal with Alabama. The outside world now thinks that, there's a lot of perception that this is now Bama's gettable. What do you got to say for that under this new coaching staff? Why is that full of shit?
Man, me personally, I love this situation. I do. I've been an underdog all my life, so when you kind of overlook me and you think I'm not even a factor or even my team, when you think we just not like we ain't gonna come with it this year or stuff like that. When you don't feel threatened by us, that's when I perform the best. And I feel like a lot of guys, we know that. We talk about it every day in the locker room. Like, they think just because Saban gone, they think we sweet in a way. But they're going to see this year. That's all I got to say. They're going to see.
Steven, you got a final question?
Man, I'm going to say this. So, going back, looking at, Milroe and Terrion Arnold, they had the lank mentality, brought that throughout the whole 2023 season. Even though Terrion in the NFL, you got Jalen Milroe. Like, is there going to be – what is part 2 to lank? If there's a part 2, like, what is part 2 to lank? Is there another acronym that's about to come out? Because lank was huge last year. Is there another acronym about to be birthed?
I mean, I think like we still gonna stand on lane. I mean, I think now or never. Now better than even more last year. We got more naysayers now than last year.
Okay, so it's lane 2.0 then. Okay.
Yeah, lane 2.0. Yeah, that's right.
That's what's up. So I got 2 questions. One's gonna be fun. I'll save that for after the main one. Fans want to know. We've been missing the 1,000-yard wide receivers. We haven't had it since Jameson Williams. It doesn't seem right this year. We're going to have that 1,000-yard receiver, or are we going to have more than one? And then your second question, I asked this of all players, past and present, Dreamland or Archibalds?
Archibalds.
Okay.
Yeah.
Family. Yeah, that's it. That's it.
That's our 1,000-yard receiver right there.
Right there. That answers the first question.
Archibald ain't never let me down. Me and my friends,
My man.
Listen, we hit Archibald for the one time, man. We was going there for a consistent 3 weeks straight, every day.
Tell Dalvin I said to hook you up. Make sure you tell Dalvin Marvin Constant said to take care of you.
You go to that Archibald right there by the church?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, tell Dalvin I said it.
Okay. And then as far as the 1,000-yard receiver, I think we will have 3 guys with 1,000 yards followed by
Three.
Three. Followed by Heisman performance by Jalen Milroe. I'm the type of guy, man. I like to speak things into existence, so I will be speaking that into existence, and I think it will be happening.
I receive it. I receive that.
Who's the third 1,000-yard receiver this year?
And that's right.
Who's the third? Who's the three?
Who's the third?
Yeah.
He tried to put me in a bind.
You can't do that.
He tried to put me in a bind. We got a lot of talent in the room.
You do.
Like Shep said, it's really. I mean, he said four guys. It's usually 4 guys who see the field a lot and who get the ball a lot. So, I mean, whoever those 4 guys, I know I'm gonna be one of them. But whoever those 4 guys is, they're gonna see a lot of success.
No. One of our listeners, Kobe, dropped this one in here. So I'm going to ask you, could one of those guys be a freshman coming in here like Ryan Williams?
From watching the tape, from what I've seen, he does have a lot of talent. I mean, you could see that. I mean, if he end up one of them guys, shoot, the sky's the limit for him. I think he does have a high ceiling as well from what I've seen. But, it all depends on how he can come in and, just adjust. Because, college, really all it is, going through what they teach you and finding the same guy you was in high school again back on that field in college. So the quicker he's able to do that, the success you'll see.
Can we have you and Germie and a couple more receivers come on together? I would love to talk to you all collectively as a group.
I would love that too. I hang out with those guys every day, so yeah, I would love
that. Hey, let's make it happen. Yeah, I love
let's do it.
My family guys, baby. And before you go, I want to give you one more good one. You're gonna laugh about this.
All right.
We were in practice one day, and we were working this one particular lineman, and offense couldn't get nothing done. I'm not going to say which coach said it, but it was too funny. All of a sudden, we working. All you hear is, damn it, your mother should have swallowed. It's like, oh,
wow, dude. Times have changed, hasn't it?
I was like, that is the lowest of low blows to tell somebody their mother should have swallowed. I was like, oh, God.
Nah, something like that.
Marvin, be real. That was a linebacker coach yelling at you, buddy.
No, that was an offensive coach because we were working them.
Man.
Kobe, be happy you were born later than those times.
No kidding. But seriously, Kobe, we can't thank you enough for being with us. And we definitely want to get your group in here to highlight you guys. We got to let them know. Before you bounce, if you would, let folks know how they can get their hands on your merch, because I've seen some of your stuff. I love the shirts. And then how they can find you on social media.
Okay, you can go to athleticthreads.com, and they'll have it up there if you just search up my name in the little athletes bar, and they'll have a lot of shirts with my name and number on them, and you can just purchase those as they are online. And as far as my social media, you can follow me on Instagram as the Kobe Prentice, and yeah.
Hey Justin, can we do Young Fella Solid and put that link on the website?
Yes, sir. I'll definitely do that. We'll prop what you got, man. We'll bring some more people there. They need some shirts for sure. But, man, we can't thank you enough for being with us. It's been an absolute honor, and we're excited about the 1,200-yard plus season that you're going to be having with 14 touchdowns. It's coming. And first round draft pick on the way. But yeah, thank you so much for being on.
I'm gonna also pencil you in, Kobe, for 3 kickoff return touchdowns too.
Ooh. And he can see the future, so it's gonna happen, bro. The bionic bifocals have spoken.
That
right. But yes, sir. Man, we appreciate you, brother. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.
Appreciate you, man. Burn them down this year, buddy.
And we will be y'all hit me up. We can have all 3 receivers. I mean, we can have the receivers on here. We can get back to it.
Yes, sir. We'll do it. I'll be talking to you.
All right.
All right,
yes,
brother.
Bye-bye.
Man, that's what's up.
We just changed his life.
Listen, we got a very important question here from the audience. Who has the best 40 time? Justin, Steven, or JB, who's been a guest co-host on here a couple of times and has his own show on Saturday nights. Saturday Nights Talking Bama.
I know Justin's a former receiver punt returner. He might still have them wheels hidden in there.
I'm gonna say this: we might need to lace them up and go find the field, man.
I've never seen JV run, so I don't know.
Folks, if you like us to do it for charity, we can definitely do it.
Hey, Rich Eisen, we can have all like Rich run. We can do that.
And I will start a pool for which injuries will occur during said race.
We're gonna have a pick 'em for injuries. That's
awesome. I will definitely be betting
Marvin
on
taking
that.
bets. Marvin taking bets on this.
An over/under on hamstring pulls.
That part.
Now here go Marvin. Over/under. How many times will Stephen M's Liens pop out? Over.
Oh no, you're gonna have the sports goggles on that day with the headband. You're gonna be locked in, so that ain't gonna happen.
You got the James Worthy set up.
Well, listen, folks, before we start to wind things down, and we have a couple more things we want to talk about. I want to remind everyone the football season never truly ends. So you need to celebrate it year-round, 365 with your very own Title Towel. Go to whitwellsports.com today. Pick up your Title Towel. Hey, and guess what? If you enter in the promo code STANDARD, you get a nice little discount courtesy of your favorite program on YouTube. That's right, folks. Get your Title Towel today. Let the season never truly end. whitwellsports.com. All right, let's go ahead and real quickly. This addressed the NFL draft. It was kind of weird. The defensive players got pushed aside in terms of offense, which is kind of the way the NFL is going these days. Don't really care for it, but this kind of go a different direction. Quickly, guys, who do you feel like was the biggest winner by where they were drafted? We'll start with Petty, then go to Marvin, then Steven.
I mean, the easiest, the obvious choice got to be JC, right? Going 7th in the top 10. The winner is the Vikings getting Dallas that low, man. That's the winner. I don't know. That's a weird way to say a winner because I don't think you win. I think he should have been the top 10 pick. But like you said, the draft got weird. I think GMs shit all over themselves thinking there's either they think there's no quarterbacks next year or they saw something. They got drunk because they saw something in the quarterbacks and just went nuts on them. And so, yeah, it's got to be JC, man. He, going that high. But the winners were the guys that got Dallas that low. That was a steal.
Okay. Marvin?
Well, I'm happy the Falcons did not draft Dallas because we don't want to waste his talent in that pit over there that they call the Bins. That's a waste of talent. But clearly, to me, the biggest winner of this draft was Jermaine Burton.
God,
because the Cincinnati offense that he's going to play for, with the weapons that they have at receiver, at running back, their offensive line, and who they have at quarterback. Forget what he played in college. The man is good at what he does if he can stay healthy. So them getting him in the 3rd round and the fact that he won't be required to be a number 1 receiver, nor will he be required to be a number 2 receiver. That means he has time to grow and develop, and he's in an organization that has an offense that is going to trend in the right direction for years to come.
I love that. Steven, who do you got?
The biggest winner for me, Terrion Arnold going to the Lions. I mean, look at Dan Campbell and Brad Holmes do it again with the Bama guys. You already got Brian Branch over there, and Brian Branch was a stud. He was supposed to have been a 1st-round pick last year. Brian Branch falls to the 2nd round becomes a pro football writer, all-rookie team player. Now you add Terrion to a secondary that got torched the back half of the season.
And Steven, that's why I picked Jermaine, not Terrion, because Terrion's probably going to be asked to play sooner rather than later. And in that defense, they're going to come after the young guy first and foremost. It's a lot easier to hide at receiver, being a young receiver, than it is to hide at defensive back when you're on the island.
Right, Marvin. But the one thing about it, Terrion loves that pressure, and he's loved it since he came out of high school. You go back to his first year truly playing corner last year, the year before that. First year ever playing corner, worked with Travaris Robinson, had some growing pains, got better. This past season playing corner, the man became a lockdown guy. Now he's in a situation where he's going to get help from Brian Branch. That help is going to be good for him.
Yeah, but as a young corner, you got to go out there and cover, one of these top tier NFL receivers. That ain't an easy feat. Now
it's not an easy feat. You're correct. It's not.
I'll tell you another one that I think got landed in a good spot and could play early, and it's a team that they always count out every year. But man, the coaching just puts them there, and that's Braswell going to Tampa. That's a great defensive club.
That's a good, but that's a good fit too. But then also,
I think he's a great fit in Tampa with the defense they run.
For the Chargers to get Justin Eboigbe after all he went through, and Eboigbe to be able to learn from Joey Bosa. Oh, wait.
See, but that was the key. You say learn. See, he's going to get the option to learn. So whereas Terrion is in Detroit is in a win now situation because they were close last year. They were close the year before. We got to win now. So that means we got to play the guys that we are paying the top dollars to. So he's going to be in the spotlight early and often.
Well, it's going to be interesting to see what they do because you can put Terrion at corner. Could they move him back to his natural spot of safety? We'll see what Dan Campbell does. But I just really like how the Lions are building this thing.
Yeah, because you got to cover Tariq in that slot. He run a post cone or something crazy with that speed, man. I don't want that problem. I don't want that job.
He ain't scared. Listen, I want to first lead off by saying I'm very disappointed in my Baltimore Ravens. You can tell that Ozzy's not there anymore because not one single Alabama player was drafted by the Baltimore Ravens this year. Yes, I know. In the free agency, we got Darian Dalcourt. That doesn't count. That's another story. But as far as winners go, I have to go here. Amber, Dan Campbell doesn't give a piss about nothing but the Tide. And roll Pride, roll.
Alabama Blacks!
They are Alabama North. And without having to go into much detail, he's the missing piece. You want to get to the Super Bowl, you go out, you get somebody who can cover. And also the biggest winner by extension with him is Brian Branch. He's like, man, bro, I'm so glad you're here. Now I don't have to do this thing by myself. I can be the best version of me. And by extension, you're going to be the best version of you. So him going there has been absolutely amazing. And the reception, my gosh, when he got up on that stage, I thought I was watching WrestleMania. As soon as that name was dropped, it's like the loudest pop that probably ever came through that stadium happened right there. They are chanting his name. Man, this is going to be a very good marriage. I'm excited. And yes, Jermaine Burton to Cincy. If Joe Burrow ever needed a spirit animal, it's Jermaine Burton. They're going to live vicariously through each other. And yes, Jermaine doesn't have to be number one. He doesn't have to be number two, but number three, because he's not being looked at, can cause a lot of damage. And pretty soon he's going to let folks know he's there. And he's going to make a big amount of racket. So I'm excited about that.
Justin, somebody else won in this draft, and I just thought about it. Somebody mentioned it in the comments, and I thought about this on draft day, and I had to revisit it. Somebody asked about Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid actually is in one of the better situations. When you look at the division, what receiver sticks out in their division that is a top-tier receiver? What quarterback in their division sticks out as a top-tier
Mike
quarterback?
Evans at Tampa.
Outside of him, who else? Who in Atlanta? Who in Carolina? That division is so weak that he's in a position where he can learn and grow early without that threat.
He could feast in that division.
Yeah.
I will also say this. Kudos to Coach Saban. He got every player at every single position drafted. Will Reichert got drafted to the Vikings.
That's a steal for.
I mean, he is going to go. He's going to kick in a dome. He's going to play for 20 years. Reichert going to be all right.
No doubt. Now, I know we're kind of pushing for time, but that's okay. We need to know what's going on with Bama currently. Things may be a little bit quiet than we like right now. But if anybody knows, anybody has the vision, it's Stephen M. Smith. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and get going with the best segment there is out there, the depth chart.
Well, people, we know it's kind of quiet here a bit here at the University of Alabama where that is concerned. However, there is still some things being done in terms of the NCAA transfer portal. Now, of course, we all know Caden Proctor, he'll re-enroll. He'll be here in the summer. That's already set in stone, so Proctor will be here in the summer. As far as defensive backs, Alabama is looking for a couple of those guys in the portal. It had a shot there at Ed Woods of Arizona State, but he chose Michigan State. So Ed Woods is now off the board, but there's still a couple of other high name defensive backs in this portal that Alabama is looking at. Also, we have seen that Kendrick Blackshire has put his name back into the portal. He's left Texas, put his name back in. Marvin shaking his head. Like, do not bring yourself back over here.
WWE hiring, he could be a wrestler.
That's true.
I mean, WWE is hiring.
I mean, the bloodline needs another member.
Yes.
And injuries. I think injuries derailed that.
In the words of Mike Dubose, damn it, your ass is only good for getting off the bus first.
There you go.
Who was y'all's get off the bus first guy, Martin?
I'm not gonna call his name, but Dubose,
come on,
since when
you
got off first.
I'll say it, Petty, because he said it countless times. I don't know why.
We're not bring this up, Justin. No, we're not doing that today.
Hold on a second, Marvin.
Petty offline. We're not doing that today, Justin. No.
Marvin must have got saved because I can bring up film from several episodes where he has named this individual. But I have respect for Marvin.
So we will not have he who shall not be named here at this apparent time. However, getting back to transfer portal information, Bama is still looking though. Offensive line, due to the fact that James Brockermeyer hit the portal. All you have now there is Parker Brailsford and Rock Montgomery who can play center, so you need some depth there.
Hey, man, hold on. I thought he was doing well at center.
Brockermeyer, he was, which is the craziest thing. So that's the crazy thing,
Stephen.
So here it is. So here we go. He was starting practice 3 to practice 15 of spring ball. So I don't understand why in the world did he make this decision. The only thing I can think about was Brailsford told, no matter what this other guy does, you're still going to be the guy? I mean, that's the only thing I can think of here at this point. Now, another thing I was told was Braz's credits from Washington. He had 2 credits from Washington that didn't fully transfer over in time. So that was a reason why he had to sit down for a bit. If there is validity and truth to that, that could be something. But even with that, I'm like, Brock's out there balling out. And if he's out there balling out, there's no reason why you transfer if you're balling out. So that is one where that still really bothers me. That one still really bothers me. But I think it's going to be what
you say, man. It doesn't make sense. Nothing on surface makes sense, especially with the playing time. So it's got to be it's got to be something with credits.
It's got to be something. It's got to be something with credits. That one still eggs me to this day. So you got that, and then you look at defensive secondary is another area where Bama is looking at in the portal. Defensive secondary and offensive line. Those 2 areas right there would be portal areas. Now, some people have said, could tight end be a portal area? Tight end could be, but I don't see it happening at this point. the only two positions I see: offensive line and defensive secondary.
Understandable. I think we're good at tight end. I think who we have is about to put people on notice.
Right. Now, of course, it sucks that Peyton Woodyard has hit the portal. Yeah. 4-star defensive back. That was another one that I'm like, Peyton, like, what are you doing? But I guess he saw the writing of, well, Bama may look in the portal to get somebody, so let me head elsewhere, which this whole portal thing, it's good for some kids, but when you're a true baller, you're going to stay and compete and fight that thing out.
By the way,
just go somewhere.
When does it close? I know this is the final day. When is it, midnight or what are we looking at?
Midnight. Yeah, midnight.
All right, folks, real quick. This is a network that is constantly providing content. I want to remind everyone of all we have on this network. At 8 p.m. tonight, Central, 9 p.m. Eastern, we have the final whistle. And one of the guys is with us right here. And I'll let him tell you a little bit about it when it's his turn to share what he
fruity shirt on, man. What kind of
bastard, man.
Wrong color choice.
Like that powder blue?
Wrong color choice. You're not in Oxford, okay? Let's be clear.
I don't know if you have been to Tuscaloosa lately, Mr. Constant, but you can go into the shirt shop and get you a powder blue Bama shirt these days.
Hold on,
I don't want it. I don't want it.
Hold on now, guys. We got some news that didn't just broke, that didn't just hit. Somebody else has hit the portal.
Hugh Freeze is in another massage parlor.
No. Somebody else has hit the portal, and I'm about to get seriously ill.
Holy jeez.
Tony Mitchell. Golly. Didn't hit it. Man. Tony Mitchell didn't hit it.
Tony Mitchell, that last little bit of hair that you have, you're gonna be bald in a minute.
This was the one I did.
Tell you what, those lenses are strong because they're not cracked right now. After that, I'm very impressed with lens crafters.
Guy, I did not want to go to the
Well, while we pray over Stephen, yes, we have a lot of shows for you to watch. Like I said, final whistle tonight. Petty, we'll talk about that in just a minute. Then tomorrow night, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern, the Crimson Dynasty with C.She Payne, Hannah Stevens, and Dan James. Then at 8:15 p.m. Central, we got George Teague and JT Teague with Teague's Take. Saturday night, guys, if you hadn't watched this, you need to check it out. Saturday night's Talking Bama with our guy, JB, who's in the chat right now, and JT and Chris. I'm telling you, this is the show you need to watch to close out your week. It's hype. They've had some great guests. Marvin's cousin, Funny Man, was on there this past Saturday. Yeah, it was a great show.
JB should have hit me up. I could have told him some childhood stories about Funny Man growing up.
JB, you hear that? We need a follow-up interview there. But y'all, let's go ahead and pass it around the room. Everybody pop what they got. As always, we're going to start with Marvin Constant, and then move over here to Stephen, then up to Petty.
You can find me on Instagram, Constant45, Twitter, Constant451. Both of them have links on it to Amazon to grab a copy of my book, Physical and Mental Fitness at 40 Plus, in your late 30s, 40s, and 50s, and you looking to get the back. Man, I promise you, best $15 you ever spend. 3 different 6-week workout programs, one for beginner, one for people who intermediate, and one for people who've been doing it for a while. And I promise you, you can get your sexy back, baby. Because I'm officially a middle-aged man, and I'm holding it in the road, though, baby. I promise you. And I'm always available for questions. Feel free.
You have any powder blue workout shorts and shirts?
No.
I get you some.
I'll pass.
Best $15 you spent. You ain't been to the Moon Wings for a night, buddy.
I don't want Technoshot.
Stephen.
Well, while I am venting this frustration about Tony Mitchell in the portal, y'all pray for me right now. But
Take me to the king. Sorry.
hey, I'm gonna need all the Tamla man I can get right now.
You right?
Tony! Why you did me like this, man? Anyway,
this is a clip.
I mean, man. But anyway, the people can find me in my own words when I'm sitting here talking Bama football. In my own words here, getting the people informed about Bama football, and probably gonna have a special segment on Wednesday dedicated to Tony Mitchell. Probably not, though, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. But the people can find me at Coaching M. Smith on Twitter. They can find me at Coaching M. Smith on Twitter. They can find all the articles, touchdownalabama.com. That's touchdownalabama.com. We are still putting out Alabama football content. I got some Bama basketball news here for you guys. Grant Nelson's back. And also Latrell Wright's back. So we got 2 of our guys from the Final 14 back. Yes, Bama did lose the likes of Rylan Griffin to the portal, Sam Walter to the portal, but Mark Sears is going pro, which we all kind of knew that was going to happen. But Nate Oates recruiting strong, and you got 2 guys back in Nelson and Wrightsell. So I am happy for that.
Stephen, JB has some consoling words for you right now. Don't cry, Stephen. If they ain't wearing crimson.
You know what? I'm happy about that. Malachi Moore said the mouthful. That was right. But when you sit there and you watch a kid come from high school and you watch all the tape and you go to all the games and they got into a little bit of trouble, but they got their head back on straight, and you just see the potential that they can have to be special, and then they 2-step into that godforsaken portal. All right, I'll be fine.
So you'll find Stephen M. Smith tomorrow night on In My Own Words with Adele playing in the background.
It's why you love kids like it's why you love kids like the guy we had on tonight, Kobe, that stick through it, man. Because in this new world of college football, it's hard for us just true fans to get attached to these kids like we used to. Like Marvin.
Yes.
Marvin got there. You knew from Central, hey, we got this stud linebacker from Central. He's going to be there all the way through, and you follow him and you fall in love and get to know him. These kids are here for a year or two. You just don't get invested in them when they get there. You don't.
But you got to understand, I understand why it happens. Because
the
reality of it is, most of these kids aren't playing football for fun. They're doing it to change their circumstances. So they're worried about the here and the now. So if I can get this, 100,000, 200,000 while I'm in college, and I can still go to the NFL, I know the benefit of this to my family, to my siblings, because a lot of them, this is actually, the difference between the power being on at mom's house or it being off. So a lot of them are having to make adult decisions that they shouldn't have to make at this age.
And look, man, and more power to them. If you can make that money, make that money. That's what America's about, right? Capitalism. I'm not saying that part's wrong. If you open the door for those kids, you're going to take advantage of what you can take advantage of. But then on the flip side, don't be shocked when fans don't have the same love for those teams that they used to because they're not as attached to the players. Again, I'm not saying I would do the exact same thing, Marvin. I'd go get you do what's best for you at the time. There's no guarantee. Look at the pro throws of the world that Tamar is given in this game. You got to get what you can get. So, but on the flip side, don't be upset with us fans when we're like, screw it. Another kid's hit the portal.
Right.
It's
a love-hate relationship at this point.
Sorry, I didn't mean to go down that rabbit hole, but I watched Steven melt down here. I got to talk about it a little bit.
Look,
try to talk him down.
Look, man, I remember the good old days of 2013 when you had Reuben Foster with an Auburn tattoo saying he was going to Auburn, and then he flips to Alabama and touches over the Auburn tattoo. That was fun. That was
Petty,
good stuff.
Tell folks what you got coming up. Tell them about your co-host and the fun you're going to have tonight and how they can be a part of it.
Hey, man, stay on the Bama Standard Network. Like Justin said, this is where all the content's at, not just this wonderful show, which is, the flagship with all these awesome guys, but we got some other awesome content out there. Same channel, hour later, check us out on the Final Whistle. We got former Bama player Matt Caddell, Chris James' big brother, the star of the show, Dan James. We got Lushawn Graves, who is the enforcer of the show, Ty Hayes, who puts us all back in perspective. I mean, we're kind of like the Avengers. I'm Thor. I'm just there for the sex appeal and, whatever.
Well, change your shirt, Thor.
I'm getting my muscle shirt on. No, Final Whistle tonight in an hour. Check us out, man. We cut up. I do a lot of roasting in Auburn. If you don't like Auburn or you like Auburn, show up. I make fun of those guys a great deal on that show. But no, it's going to be a jam-packed show. Check us out again. You can catch me on Facebook at Petty. There's only a few of us out there, and Petty_Daniel on X. But man, as always, thank you for letting me be a part of the show. I love you guys.
We love you too, brother.
Even though you don't like my shirt, Marvin, I'll send it to you. Man, this is the Masters, man. This is the Masters shirt.
And Petty, isn't one of the topics tonight the worst fan bases?
Worst fan base, dude. Yeah, worst fan bases. This is
y'all got to tune into that, because if you hadn't watched Petty's poetic explanations of Auburn, then you have truly been deprived of something pretty awesome. But anyway,
I'm going to have to go into categories. They're not the worst fan base. They're just one of the most pathetic. The worst fan base rings
might drop. Well, that's going to do it here for us at the Bama Standard. Thank you to everybody in the chat. We greatly appreciate all the super chats tonight. Thank you to Kobe Prentice for being a part of this family tonight, and Mike McCoy. Y'all be on the lookout for that episode that Marvin actually inspired, where all the receivers are in one room right here on the Bama Standard. Until next week, roll tide, everybody.
Roll tide.
Tony!